I've stumbled upon what's arguably the simplest AI-driven, no-face-required YouTube channel niche you'll find on the platform. This channel has multiple videos flirting with the 100K views mark, not to mention a whopping subscriber count north of 70,000. And another channel in this exact niche popped up several months ago, their videos pulling in over 100,000 views and one even above 1 million, and has already rallied more than 125,000 subscribers. These platforms are raking in a hefty sum monthly, and here's the kicker. Whipping up these videos is a breeze, clocking in under an hour even for total newbies to video production. Let's look into one of their hit videos.
Reflect on the transient nature of life. One of the foundational pillars of Stoic philosophy is the profound understanding and acknowledgement of the impermanent nature of all things. Close your eyes and visualize the vast expanse of the universe. Picture stars being born and dying, galaxies spinning in the dance of time.
You've got the gist now. We're talking about crafting videos that ooze motivation and inspiration, all steeped in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy from ancient Greece and Rome. For these projects, you're just 3 steps away from greatness. Serene tunes, AI-crafted visuals of muscular ancient Greek sculptures, and a rich, deep narrative voice. Yep, that specific one everyone seems to love. And don't worry, I'm here to guide you to get that exact popular voice. Before we dive into that, let's make the visuals. You'll need those impactful shots of chiseled statues set against a classic Greek or moody backdrop, and I've got the perfect free tool for these images for you. But hold on, we're pushing the envelope to ensure your content not only captures attention, but also keeps viewers glued. I'm about to reveal a ridiculously easy hack that'll amplify your video's appeal tenfold in just minutes. Get ready to outshine the competition. Leonardo is my go-to for cooking up images. It dishes out 150 free credits daily, which is plenty for video content creation. My top pick for generating these visuals? The Absolute Reality model, hands down. After experimenting with over 50 different prompts for this project, this model took the crown. You'll find the winning prompt in this video's description. Just grab it, pop it into Leonardo, and play around a bit until you hit the jackpot with an image that clicks. Before you download that image though, make sure to give it a little glow up by hitting the Image Upscale option right under the image. This step is a game changer. Ready to download? Go for it. Alright, we've got another statue in the shot, but I'll trim it out later, no stress. Remember to upscale your image before hitting that download button. Next up, head over to Canva, hit Create a Design, and opt for the presentation layout. Time to upload those images you've crafted. Here's the magic move. Select your image, navigate to Edit Photo, and tap on Canva's Background Remove tool. Just like it sounds, this trick will ditch the backdrop, leaving you with the statue solo. I'm planning to edit out the second statue as well. Make sure you apply this neat trick to your other image too. Now, lean in for the juicy part. I'm about to spill on 2 super straightforward ways to add some dynamism to your images. A fast track and another route that's a tad longer, but packs a serious punch in the wow department. To animate your image, think in layers. The quick fix involves just a foreground and background. For the more elaborate technique, you'll layer up with a foreground, middle ground, and background. Let's dive into the more detailed approach first. Naturally, our main character takes the spotlight in the foreground. As for setting the scene in the background, I'm on the hunt for a video that fits the vibe I'm aiming for, something with a touch of movement. Picture a thunderstorm brewing over mountains for that epic drama. We'll stretch this video to cover the full screen and slot it right behind our scene. Moving on to the middle ground, it's time to find something scene appropriate, like majestic ancient Roman columns. Perfect. After selecting the image, we head back to Edit Photo to wield the Remove Background magic, adjust its size to fill the screen, and arrange it just behind our lead figure. This step helps us gauge if we're nailing the aesthetic we envision. Switching gears to the alternate setup, this time I'm in search of a smoke video to layer behind. Ignore the colors for now, focus solely on the video's essence. I'm about to reveal how to merge everything seamlessly. The trick here is to isolate each layer. you'll duplicate the page, then strip away one layer from each copy, replicating this step for the other element. Time to grab every image and clip you've created. But a heads up, you'll need to snag the images and videos on their own. For the video snippets, go for the MP4 format, highlight the video-containing pages, and opt for download pages as separate files. When it comes to images, PNG is your go-to, especially with transparent background selected for those picture pages. This step is crucial. Hit download to get everything. Here's where the excitement ramps up. Crack open your video editing tool of choice. CapCut gets my vote for its cost-free access and super intuitive design. Load up the files you've just secured. Kick things off by arranging the backdrop in your timeline first, say the smoke effect, then layer the main subject, like our character, right above the background scene, stretching the image's playtime by dragging its end outward. To seamlessly merge your visuals, head over to your video's adjustments, found at the top right. Dive into the options until you find the saturation control. Slide that all the way left to strip the clip of color, transforming it into a stark black and white piece. I suggest tweaking the brightness and contrast too for that extra punch. I dialed the brightness down to 3 and cranked the contrast up to 25. Apply the same desaturation to your foreground image, but here, flip the script by brightening it up, say to a level of 20. The finishing touch? Link the image and video by right-clicking to select Create Compound Clip, merging them into a unified visual. Now for a dash of drama, let's introduce a gentle zoom. Click on the combined clip, navigate to Basic under Video options in the top right, and spot the Position and Size settings. Place a keyframe at the start, slide to the clip's end, pop in another keyframe, and bump up the scale. Watch as your video subtly expands, elevating the drama from start to finish. And just like that, you're ready for the most thrilling part yet. Start by layering your video components in order, background, then middle ground, and finally, the foreground. Stretch each image to match the length of your background clip. Once more, dive into adjustments, pulling the saturation down to 0 for that monochrome look, dial back the brightness, and kick up the contrast for each layer. For the middle and foreground, follow suit. However, give the foreground image, your main subject, a slight brightness boost to make it pop against the backdrop. To animate your scene, we'll employ the same keyframe technique previously used for the zoom effect, but this time to slide the background and middle ground from right to left across the screen. Kick off with the background layer. Bump up its scale, say to 130%, adjusting the vertical alignment if needed. Now add a keyframe at the clip's beginning, setting the X position maybe around 300 as a baseline. Tinker with this to find the perfect fit for your video. Move the timeline marker to the clip's end, insert another keyframe, and switch the X value from 300 to -300. This creates the illusion of movement across the scene, bringing your background to dynamic life. Moving on to the middle ground, we'll animate it similarly, but dial down the movement intensity. Scale the image up a tad. 110% should do the trick and position it at an X value of 150. Remember to lock in that keyframe. Then, glide the timeline to your clip's conclusion, slot in another keyframe, and tweak the X value from 150 to -50. This differential in motion between layers mimics a camera sweeping around your focal point, enhancing the depth of your scene. To cap off your masterpiece with a flourish, let's blur the background and middle ground for that cinematic depth of field. Head over to Effects, nestled in the top left, and single out the blur effect. Apply a blur level of 30 to your backdrop for a softened look. Match this effect on your middle ground, but tone it down to 15 for a subtle distinction. Adjust these settings as needed to perfectly suit your visual narrative. For the final touch, bring those 3 clips together into one compound clip. If it suits your fancy, go ahead and sprinkle in an additional zoom-in effect for that extra punch. After wrapping up, you'll unveil a creation that radiates top-tier quality. Remember, there's no need to craft fresh scenes from scratch for each video. Recycle your setups across multiple projects. Just toss in a little variation here and there. Next up, let's chat about the voiceover. But hold up, just before we dive into the last one, let me share a quick success story. I managed to successfully build multiple faceless YouTube channels with an amazing amount of subs in just a few months. And guess what? The course that I took that lays out the blueprint for you to replicate this success is linked in the video description. A big shout out for your patience. Now, let's get to the exciting part. Diving into voiceovers, you're going to need a compelling script because let's face it, a solid script is key to keeping viewers hooked. Usually, leaning on ChatGPT for YouTube script writing might land you in the land of generic "hello and welcome to my channel" openings, which is exactly what you're trying to steer clear of. However, I've got a slick, under-the-radar method to craft standout scripts using ChatGPT. Here's the move. Grab the prompt I've shared in the description. You'll need a couple of things for it: the basic info you want to include in your script and a transcript from a hit video that sparks inspiration for your own. My go-to. I snatch up 7 Stoic aphorisms from the web, and for the transcript, it's off to YouTube I go. Find the video description, scroll a tad until you see Show Transcript. Click on the 3 dots and hit Toggle Timestamps off. Then, just copy this transcript and toss it into your prompt. Utilizing this prompt, ChatGPT is about to transform your input into the same engaging format as the viral video transcript you've provided. This is promising because if a script is drawing massive views, it's clearly doing something right. Once you've got your script refined and ready, head over to 11 Labs for the next step, crafting your voiceover. Don't worry, I've tucked all the necessary links and prompts into this video's description for easy access. Kick things off in the voice library, keeping an eye out for the Marcus voice. This voice is the secret sauce behind those popular Stoic-themed channels. Hit Add to Voice Lab to get started. Now, it's time to bring your script into play. Paste it right into the generator. If, like mine, your script overflows, simply break it down and produce it piece by piece. Hit the Generate button to bring your script to life. It's good to remember there's a complimentary plan offering around 20 minutes of free voice generation each month. Should you choose to leverage this for YouTube, giving a nod to 11 Labs in your credits is a must. But if you're looking to dive deeper, the paid tiers kick off at just $1. On the hunt for some background tunes? Epidemic Sound is my go-to to dodge any copyright snags, boasting an extensive collection of royalty-free tracks. Just punch in ambient in their search bar and snag a track that hits the right note. With your components in hand, it's time to shuffle them into CapCut. Arrange them to your scene's rhythm, but let me drop a little tip. A lengthy black fade transition can really tie your scenes together. Navigate to Transitions on the upper left, select the black fade, and stretch its span to about 4 seconds for that smooth segue. Wrapping things up, subtitles can add that final polish. Click on Text, then Auto Captions to let CapCut transcribe your voiceover automatically. Center these on your screen, choose a font that speaks to your style, and tweak the design to perfection. And there you have it. Now, let's sneak a peek at a slice of the end product.
In the words of the wise Stoic philosopher Epictetus, men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. In our fast-paced modern world, where we're bombarded with a plethora of information, external influences, and constant changes.
If you enjoyed this walkthrough, hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated on future guides. Your support motivates me to create more content like this. See you in the next one.